Welcome to the ESL Skills Lab. We are going to show you how to begin using the English Interactive program. Please pull out your Welcome to the ESL Lab instructions. You will follow steps 1 through 10 in order to set up your account for the first time. After that, you can begin using the lab. To begin, follow step 1. Double left click on the English Interactive icon. Next, you will need to choose the correct level. English 1 for 341L labs, English 2 for 330L labs, English 3 for 320L labs, and English 4 for 310L, 312L labs. Please choose the correct level to begin. For example, choose English 4 for ESL 310, 312. The program takes a few minutes to load. When you get a security warning, please click No on the Java security warning. Next, looking at step 4, you want to left click on the highlighted words Click Here if you are a new student. Looking at step 5, you want to fill in the information in the student profile. Please begin with filling in a username. Create a username in lowercase letters. Choose something simple like your first name or an English word for something you like. The password should be your student ID number. Re-enter your password. Then type your first name and your last name. Finally, click on Save to save your profile. Next, looking at Step 7, please left click on Course Overview. In Step 8, you will look for the Edit Student Profile button in the upper left-hand corner. Finally, to complete your student profile, you will need to add yourself to the right class. Please find the area that says Class Name and click on the drop-down menu to select your class name. Finally, for Step 10, you will need to save your profile. Click on the Save button to save the class name. Now your account is set up correctly. You only need to do this one time and your work will be saved for the whole semester. Let's take a look at the work you'll be doing in the lab. If you are taking half a unit, you will do all the work in Module A, A1 to A4, including the quizzes at the end of each section and the module test. If you are doing one unit, you will complete all of the work in Section A and B, including the quizzes at the end of every section. Let's look at one of the sections. You will begin in the first section, A1. Each section has multiple pages. Here we have the video page, vocabulary page, speaking page, grammar, task listening, pronunciation, reading, and finally the summary and quiz at the end. You need to complete each of these pages and the quiz in order to get credit for this section. Let's take a look at the first page, the video page. In the beginning of the section, you have some information about the characters and the story you will be hearing about. Please read the introduction before you begin listening to the video. After you read the introduction, scroll down to take a look at the video. The video is controlled with simple controls: a play button to begin, a pause button if you want to stop while you're listening, or fast forward and rewind buttons. Let's take a look at the video.
It's all so incredible, Mom. I'm working on a story about one of the national soccer players.
If you want to pause, there you go. Press pause. To continue, simply press play again.
That's the thing. He knows that one of his teammates has framed him.
And stop the video again. After you finish watching, maybe a couple times, you can go forward, pressing the forward key. Throughout the program, you use those arrows in order to move forward to the next section. After you watch the video, you will be asked questions to see how well you understood the material. This is a great way to learn, getting immediate feedback on whether you're learning the material, and helping you to figure out what you still need to learn. After you watch the video, go ahead and fill out the questions. Then you can check your answers to see if you're correct. If you missed any questions, you can watch the video again and see if you can figure out what the correct answer is. Then, correct the answer and check again. After you finish the questions, go ahead to the next page by clicking the forward arrow. Here you're asked a different set of questions to continue checking your comprehension of the video. This type of question, you'll choose your answer from a list of answers. Again, at any time you can rewatch the video to check and see where you had understood and what you had not understood. Check your answers again at the end and then continue forward. If you would like to move to a different section of the program, scroll to the top of the screen and click on the Course Outline button. This takes you to a list, like a table of contents, with all of the pages you are working on. So for example, here in the A1 section, you can see the video pages, then the vocabulary, the speaking, grammar, listening, pronunciation, and the quiz at the end. Keep in mind, you will need to complete all of these pages to get credit for section A1, as well as the quiz at the end. After you complete the pages in A1, move on to section A2 and complete the quizzes in section A2. Notice you have similar pages: vocabulary, speaking, grammar, and so on. Each of these pages works at a higher level and continues the story you have been learning about. You will need to complete all of the sections in A2 before you can get credit for A2, including the quiz. After you complete A1 and A2, you'll need to complete A3. Again, we can look back at the course outline. Going to the top, click on the course outline, and we see the sections for A2 and then A3. You will need to complete all of the sections required for the number of units you are taking. After you complete all of the sections, you will need to do the module test at the end as well. So you will have 4 quizzes and a test by the end. Keep in mind, you also need to complete the book work as explained in the orientation video. You should move back and forth between working on the computer and the book, completing section A1 on the computer, then A1 in the book at the same level, then moving on to the A2 sections, book and computer, and then A3, A4, and finally finishing with the test. Keep in mind that the program saves your work automatically. Every time you move to a new page, your work is saved. Also, when you come back to the program on another day, the program will remember the spot where you are, and you will be able to begin from the same position. So, for example, when you're ready to leave, you would log out up in the corner by pressing the X button, or the exit or the X button, and close down. The next time you come in the lab, you will log in by clicking on English Interactive, choosing your level, making the screen maximized, clicking No, log in with your username and password since you've already set up your account, press the login button, and you are in the program at the same spot where you left off. You can continue working, moving through with the forward buttons as we explained, and then finally moving on to the book when you finish the A2 section before coming back to continue with A3. Now you're ready to begin working. Please let us know if you have additional questions. We look forward to getting to know you, and we hope that you enjoy the lab and learn a lot.